You mentioned you met Satoshi in Seattle in 1993.
Yes.
He also came to you in a dream. You have a nice relationship with Satoshi.
I feel like I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a story to tell. Definitely have an opportunity to meet him back in 1993.
I was a little bit uncomfortable because us Bitcoin maximalists, we are very protective of Satoshi, and we don't, we don't like, well, we don't talk about Satoshi, other than with reverence. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much more to say on that.
On what level do you think Cardano and XRP working together? I think we can add amazing DeFi components to XRP. I think they can add a lot of liquidity and they can add a wonderful stablecoin layer. Bridges definitely, and it would be super cool to see if there's a path to get Midnight working with XRP. So we're meeting with David Schwartz here in a little bit. I've been texting him back and forth. His people are talking to my people. I sent him over some of our papers as well as the code for Midnight. And we'll see where that goes. But again, they're nice people, and I've known them forever. And it's nice to have them back in the family. And we're going to figure this out as a group.
I think that's right. It does seem like Bitcoin is becoming more and more a hallmark of what this next administration is going to have, and it does solve some of the deficit concerns. You know, if Bitcoin becomes a reserve asset, and it may solve some of the what I'd consider inherent problems of the current financial system. You know, Bitcoin remains a very secure blockchain. So I think there's still a lot of potential for Bitcoin.
So where were we last time we were, or at least a recent time I asked you, still triple digits by the end of the year? I think we were around 70 or under 70. We're much closer now. So I don't want to ask you if you're raising your price target on Bitcoin, but it looks like triple digits is certainly a possibility. What is it? It's November.
Yeah, I think comfortably over 100,000 makes sense before the end of this year, and Bitcoin is trading pretty closely to how it should post-halving. So I think the next 12 months look pretty good for Bitcoin.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher, and I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you join the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And you can't make this stuff up. Remember, your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. We have Scottie Pippen says he met with Satoshi. And did you see Michael Saylor's face? He almost had a heart attack. Everything almost was revealed. And Michael Saylor says Bitcoin maxis don't like to discuss Satoshi. Who is he talking for? We talk about Satoshi all the time. He doesn't want to talk about Satoshi because he knows who it is. Now we have Cardano's Charles Hoskinson says that he's willing to work with Ripple's XRP. And we have XRP up over 85% over the week. Now we have Tom Lee says Bitcoin may become the reserve asset and take care of some of this debt. And it'll end the year comfortably over 100,000. And we know that's a fact unless we get some type of geopolitical event or if the Fed decides to pause. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now we have Trump media and talks to buy back. And if this happens, guys, remember this was all part of the plan. You guys know who built me from the beginning. We talked about BAC on a daily basis because BAC was supposed to be the first company to buy real physical Bitcoin, and they're owned by the New York Stock Exchange. You know they have plenty of money and plenty of connections, but it fell by the wayside. Remember, they were working with Blockstream. So this is one of those events you sit back, get your popcorn, and let it play out. Now we have Trump meeting with Coinbase Brian Armstrong to help him decide who's going to be in charge of the SEC. But we know they've already been chosen for this fourth industrial revolution. Now we have Kevin O'Leary on Doge. Let the cuts begin. And they need to cut $2 trillion from the Fed's budget. And also, of course, what's the solution? Kevin O'Leary says AI and digital records. Remember, everything in the legacy market has to be broken up. And every time you see a fix, it's going to be AI, robots, algorithms, and drones. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now we have Elon talks about the Pentagon failing its audit. And we know what happens when the Pentagon fails to audit. The movies begin. And again, AI, these drones are always the fix. We have AI fighting wildfires. And we know eventually your firefighters are going to be replaced by driverless trucks, and those trucks will release the drones to fight these wildfires. And in this clip, we have cameras spotting the fires, and of course, they alert the firefighters. But guys, remember, the NWO calls the problem, wait for the reaction, and run into the solution. After we see every big wildfire, we see it was an inside job. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Hey, Mike. So we've got a couple of crypto headlines here. I'm going to start first with a report here from the Financial Times that Donald Trump's social media company is in advanced talks to buy Bakkt. That is a crypto trading venue owned by the Intercontinental Exchange. That's the New York Stock Exchange parent company. As Truth Social does look to expand beyond online conversations. Again, this is according to the FT. The media group here is owned by President-elect Donald Trump, and according to this report, is closing in on an all-share purchase of that crypto exchange. They're citing two people familiar with those talks. We've reached out to both companies, but you can see shares of Trump Media up more than 8%, and then Bakkt was up as much as 40%, but is now halted for volatility. And then separately, Wall Street Journal now reporting that President-elect Trump is meeting with the CEO of crypto exchange Coinbase. That is Brian Armstrong, the journal here, citing people familiar with the matter. They are expected, according to this report, to discuss personal appointments to his second administration. Trump has been an avid backer of crypto. He's showed up at some of these crypto conferences and is, according to this report, talking to Brian Armstrong about the SEC commissioner in particular. Armstrong has backed publicly Hester Pierce as a potential SEC commissioner.
Here's a breakdown of federal spending, just so that folks at home know where their tax dollars are going. Health care, 25%, Social Security, 20 to 25%, defense, 13 to 15%, safety net programs, 10%, interest on the national debt, 8 to 10%. The way it breaks down is 61% of spending is mandatory, 13% is on debt service, 26% is discretionary, which really will be the target of Doge. And that is a small piece of the pie to try to wring $2 trillion out of, Kevin.
I don't know. I think healthcare could be another place of savings. We haven't really used any technology there yet. We haven't really digitized medical records. We really haven't brought a mandate of AI into that. I think we could save a lot of money. The U.S. has one of the worst IRR returns on healthcare spending when you can compare it to some of the European countries like Switzerland or England or France. They do a much better job, but they share the records on a much more ubiquitous basis that we do. We're always concerned about, privacy, but I think we could fix that too. But I like looking at everything. I don't see any reason why these two can't just release the hounds and go nuts. Everybody's interested to find out what they're going to see, and I'd like to hear it myself, because maybe it's a means test on Social Security. We have to fix this because the deficit's getting a little big right now, and the bond market's starting to get a little uneasy in the 10-year. I worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that Social Security is something that might need to be looked at, but Simpson Bowles said, let's look at that, and Republicans in Congress said, nope, not going to touch that. So Elon Musk is having no end of fun with all of this. America, his PAC, produced this tweet saying, quote, the Pentagon just failed its 7th audit in a row. The nation's largest government agency is unable to fully account for its budget of over $824 billion. They don't even know where billions of taxpayers' money is going. Efficiency is coming, to which Musk retweeted with a comment, sounds like a job for Doge. I mean, he really looks like he's looking forward to getting into the numbers here.
I rest my case, Your Honor. Here he goes. He's just going to keep on these guys, hitting him every day to a billion people that are willing to listen, and the head squeezing begins. I love head squeezing. This is fantastic. They're going to think he's going to go away. No, he won't. He'll just keep going and going and going and going, and no one's going to stop him. He owns the network. We've never had anything quite like this, and I absolutely love it. This is terrific.
Wildfires continue to ravage the country, causing the loss of thousands of lives and billions of dollars of damage. This year, over 8 million acres have already burned, up from about 3 million acres burned last year and above the 5 and 10-year averages. Now, tech companies, public utilities, and government agencies are using new artificial intelligence tools to fight back. Pano AI is a startup that deploys cameras in high-risk areas, charging $50,000 per year for one of its camera stations. Its software detects smoke and fires at the earliest stages, sending notifications to local fire departments to drastically speed up response time.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks, And while everybody's at on wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.